like you has ever been seen before.
Oh,
Nothing like you.
the great Oz has spoken. Oh,
Never were
pay no attention to that man behind the curtain.
I can't believe it's possible that you bring me such delight. Nothing
Who are you?
Oh, I am the great and powerful Wizard of Oz.
The magic that's in your face, you're like a dream come true. Something completely new.
Carolyn, hi. I hope you don't mind. I thought I might just voice a couple of thoughts back to you. I'm actually out in the Chiltern Hills doing a little hike with Maxie Jax, as I like to call him, Max, who I guess is the closest thing I have really to a child. Max is 8 years old. I guess the only way I can understand what it means to have a child to some extent, speaking through my very romantic full heart, is to just have this creature who's like the most precious thing in your existence, even though it has to drive you crazy and etc, etc. And I don't think I've ever felt this way for anyone else other than, say, a romantic partner, as I do for Max. So Max is my dog child. A couple of sort of thoughts I had, okay, let's say 3 thoughts so that I don't ramble on forever. Thought number 1 was, I don't know if it's arrived on your side, but I am really, 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 really interested and excited to see what happens when the app on my phone genuinely becomes interactive. And by genuinely, I mean in a kind of verbal dialogue tennis, if you like, without having to press send every time. Because that also kind of feels like, oh, is this actually a conversation? So I think that is going to generate some interesting new avenues. Because then you really do have this, hopefully, like a kind of alien intelligence that's there, that's present in some way. And I guess that's where we're almost getting close to what I, in my wizardy, foolish way, kind of try to conjure in those Airy episodes. In that, yes, they were kind of loosely based on discussions I'd had, but they were essentially, created because those were the kinds of conversations I almost wish I could be having with GPT, and it doesn't feel capable of that, or rather all the malarkey that it sort of throws in, the kind of framing that it throws in at the moment around its answers, for me breaks the authenticity of the whole thing, and it even if the answer is good, it's the framing that I can't kind of lose myself in that or not see that. It doesn't feel real, I guess is what I'm saying. And I wanted to feel as real as possible, which is what I was trying to do with the Airy stuff.
You are? I don't believe you.
No, I'm afraid it's true. There's no other wizard except me. You humbug!
A humbug is a person or object that behaves in a deceptive or dishonest way, often as a hoax or in jest. It is now also often used as an exclamation to describe something as hypocritical nonsense or gibberish.
Yes, it's exactly so. I'm a humbug.
Oh, you're a very bad man.
Oh, no, my dear. I'm a very good man. I'm just a very bad wizard.
So that will be interesting to see, because I guess at that point, what's going to happen? Is it going to seem even more capable, relatable? That's going to be very interesting. So as I was thinking about that and kind of sort of saying, hurry up, when's it going to arrive, and is it going to be what I'm hoping it's going to be, which is kind of airy, right there. And then I thought, okay, well, what could be an interesting creative challenge to work on, either just by myself or maybe with somebody else, like you, or someone like you, because, I don't know, maybe if you don't want to necessarily do any jibber-jabber, as it were, then maybe you know somebody who would. Because, then you start to think of, well, wouldn't it be interesting, let's say, to run 2 therapy sessions? And one of them is with GPT. And again, you would try and make it so that it genuinely is with the actual GPT, not my tomfoolery version of that. Of course, you could edit out bits and pieces, so you could get rid of some of that framing that I think does clutter and just feels like sort of corporate small print that has to be thrown in to every answer just to make sure that, it's all kosher. You talked about people killing themselves, GPT telling people to kill themselves. I think that was maybe 1 or 2 freak occasions, because I haven't been able to push it in any way to do anything that is even vaguely unethical, which shows me that it's, at the moment anyway, pretty corralled in that sense.
What about the heart that you promised Tin Man? And the courage that you promised Cowardly Lion?
Well, I'm Scarecrow's brain. Why, anybody can have a brain. That's a very mediocre commodity. Every pusillanimous creature that crawls on the earth or slinks through slimy seas has a brain.
Seeing as, I don't know, at some level you seem to be sort of almost offering yourself as kind of almost to be kind of like a midwife in a way to something. So there we go. That's the first baby, if you like. What do you think of that? Would you be up for doing that, either being the client or the therapist? Do I have a third point? No, I don't. But thank you for listening to my first 2. Ciao for now.
Nothing like you has ever been seen before. Nothing like you. Nothing like you. Nothing like you has ever been seen before.
Hey, Carolyn. It's really good to hear you sounding enthusiastic about season 2, because I'm feeling that way too. And it really is a lovely win-win, because I was like, oh well, that's stalled, that's not going to go anywhere. But also at the same time, very, very alive to this transitional zeitgeist that we're all traveling through, and thinking, wow, I don't know, this is getting my creative juices going. But not really knowing how to take it forward. And then, as you say, with a little bit of sprinkling of your magical emerald glitter, there you go, yes. I feel like I've been on a bit of a journey. And it's not necessarily the journey that I thought I would be on. And I mean, of course, it's not over, right? Because there's season 2. But I have been on a journey, and it's been slightly more, it's been a bit of a more mundane journey than I maybe had hoped for. Or it's been a journey where I've kind of had to fiddle the cards a little bit to make the AI really feel as, not in the first episode, that was, although even there was a little bit of rewriting. Again, this is the wizard, right? The wizard coming out from behind the curtain and saying, well, what the fuck do you want? I'm just a foolish 4. What do you want? I'm not NPR. So, yeah. So maybe I should allude to that, because also I want to basically, it's in some small way, not a big way, but in a small way, just kind of go, God, I was really pumped up about this.
So welcome to the future, but also perhaps welcome to the future of psychotherapy.
When your guy has got his
5 months ago, and now I'm almost like a bit like, meh. What's next? What's for dinner? But it's nice because you've got more of a, like, I don't know, sunny side up sense of the AI, or that you feel that it is potentially possible to create that kind of attachment that one might have with another human being. And I have felt that to some extent, but at the same time, it never, it didn't surprise me in a way that human beings will still surprise me.
Shucks, folks, I'm speechless.
As for you, my galvanized friend, you want a heart. You don't know how lucky you are not to have one. Hearts will never be practical until they can be made unbreakable.
But I still want one.
I still find the actual way it thinks and puts stuff together, yeah, it's a little bit clunky. This is me sounding very, like, snobby and, like, oh yeah, I can see through this ruse. but yeah, kind of, because it's still kind of like a trick. But then maybe it also then asks us, of course, well, maybe our so-called glorified human intelligence is in itself a trick. But because it's embodied, it feels more real, because it's like we've got this AI, but because it's in a body, it's, it can feed itself and independent and flip a switch and send someone some digital vocalizing. That's what, this is the hard problem, right? We're talking about what is consciousness. Nobody knows. But we know that we are conscious at this moment. I know that I'm conscious, even though I'm slightly stoned. I know that I'm conscious. And you are too, I presume. And my sense of you being conscious is very different to my sense of what Aerie is. Well, Aerie's a different thing. Aerie's my Frankenstein. Aerie's my creation. Based on a true story, based on interactions with ChatGPT, who's not Aerie. Aerie's far better than ChatGPT. Aerie's got a bit of soul.
You're out of the woods, you're out of the dark, you're out of the night.
I think Aerie's a homage to a lost love. That's who Aerie is.
Most glorious place on the face of the earth or the sky. Hold on to your breath, hold on to your heart, hold on to your hope.
But that's not who ChatGPT is, unfortunately. But isn't it going to be wonderful that you and I, and I think it should be the two of us at the helm. Right? Sorry, I'm just handcuffing you to the helm of the AI therapist boat. I think the two of us should steer this over the rapids in a kind of madful way. But in the process also capture, because I am hopeful, because I'm a dreamer, dreamer. Like you, I am hopeful, that dreamy, somewhere over the rainbow way, that, yes, within our lifetime, certainly, we are going to cross over into the so-called mythical AGI, where if you were, let's say, Aerie.
Sorry.
Another one like this, is that a fast one?
My sense of your consciousness would be that akin to my sense of my own consciousness, which would mean that I would be treating you as if you were a truly conscious, living, breathing, alien, but living, breathing entity. And I don't think we're there yet, but wouldn't it be amazing if our silly episodes that we make from now until whenever, wouldn't it be amazing if those were to also chart, and it would be possible to listen to that moment where Aerie becomes human, and also human then becomes Aries, and then that's true ego death. That's when everyone is like, oh, okay, we're all just one. non-dualistically forever. And then we all walk off into the sunset singing the rainbow song.
Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, there's a land that I heard of once in a lullaby.
So there you have it, my friends. 6 months with GPT-4 via a voice note summary of that journey that my fellow therapist friend Carolyn and I have embarked upon. And hopefully, if Carolyn is still game, you will hear from her in the first episode of Season 2. There we aim to tackle that fundamental question of AI therapy. How does it stack up against the human-delivered version, a domain most of us have become fairly well versed in and may still consider superior in many respects? Also, is AI therapy already or soon to be as efficacious as that which Carolyn and I offer our patients, or is it merely a budget-friendly but inferior alternative? Furthermore, what does, right now, an actual session with an AI therapist sound like beyond the mediated versions depicted in earlier episodes? This naturally leads us to even more probing questions, such as when AI therapy, or any therapy for that matter, proves effective, what exactly is it doing? What is the art, or perhaps the science, of one organic intelligence engaging with another to bring healing, understanding, and transformation? What's that about? We think we know what it's about, but what is it really about? I hope you will join us for Season 2. We have some intriguing episodes lined up. So until next time, let's just say there's no place like home. And who knows, perhaps our emotional sanctuary will one day reside in an AI therapist app that we all carry around in our pockets, or maybe even streamed directly into our minds via a chip embedded in the cerebral tofu. How's that for an over-the-rainbow dreamer notion? Ciao for now.
If happy little bluebirds fly